everybody. Welcome to Somatic Movement with Sarah, presented by We're gonna try this again. Hello everyone. Welcome to Somatic Movement with Sarah, presented by Austin Body Collective. What we're gonna be doing today is a kind of somatic warm-up to wake up the body and get into ourselves and create more of a relationship with this vehicle that we're all residing in. So this is just a warm-up to bring us through different patterns of body movement, as well as articulating all the different joints and areas of mobility that we have. A couple of things that I'd like to remind you to think about as you go through this is breath. How are you using your breath? Whether you're holding on or letting go. When we're lengthening and working on any kind of flexibility and mobility, to think about not stretching the body so much as lengthening the body and just trying to feel everything. I'm going to do my best to verbally articulate what's happening in the video. I invite you to find a space. My space is about 6 by 8 feet. You know, we're locked in, but we're not boxed in. If you want to have a small towel or some water nearby, don't anticipate we're going to sweat a whole lot. This video is much more just about getting into our bodies and gently warming everything up. A good rule of thumb for breath, especially with two-part breaths on movement, is you want to inhale as you come into the body and exhale as you extend away from the body. So it's an inhale on flexion and an exhale on extension. In reviewing, I realized that my breath work might have been a little bit off. So I want to make sure that you have that knowledge and that tool before you begin. Cool. So you're gonna want to start supine on your back. You want to have your legs extended out in front of you. And just relax and take a couple of deep inhales and exhales. Feeling the back of your head, feeling your rib cage relax into the floor, feeling your hips maybe opening slightly as your feet turn out, your pelvis sinking into the floor, your elbows, your fingers, the heels of your feet on the ground. And again, taking a deep breath in and just letting everything wash over. Go ahead and take the heels of your feet and start rocking your whole body up and down, using the feet to shift towards the wall closest to your head and the wall closest to your feet, allowing your body to shake in itself as you continue to feel the floor and everything melting. You have your skin surrounding your muscles surrounding your bones, and just let the skeleton lay on the ground and let the muscles and the skin float and melt off of the body. You can take both hands, push down on the top of your head. Try to feel the connection between the top of your head and the base of your feet. Feel the connection between your feet and your pelvis. Feel the connection between your pelvis and your head. Again, inhale and exhale deeply. When you exhale, you can make noise, let things go. Your vocal cords are a part of your body, and sometimes you need to verbally release. Hopefully we're not doing too much of that as we're all confined into our houses. So again, a good big inhale. Stop the rocking, release the hands. Let your body settle. Imagine you've just shaken up one of those glitter bottles, and all the glitter is just settling. Twinkling stars in the night sky. Feel the tingling of your body that this tactile sensation has brought. dabble. Dabble on your face, on your head, on your chest. Lightly taking the fingers, trickling them along the body. Waking up the backs of the hands, the shoulders, the neck, the back of the neck, the chest, the rib cage, the stomach, the pelvis. You can bring your knees up, touch your calves, your feet, again the other leg, your knees, tops of the shins, even get your bum. Now pat. Go ahead and sit up. Start patting out your body. Pat your feet, your shins, your calves, all over your body, your back. I like to swing my arm around, get the back. It's almost like a cross hug, if you look. Reaching the back of the body. Really try to get behind your rib cage, get behind your lower back, again your chest. I had a teacher, Andrea Beckham, she was like, you have an entire pharmaceutical in your chest, and just tap. Tap a little more aggressively, really feeling things. Maybe tap yourself with your feet. What does it feel like to tap your whole body? Feel your feet rolling in the floor. You can come to standing for just a little bit. Feet rolling in the floor. Inhaling. Exhaling. The warm-up today is a bit of a mix of the Bartenieff fundamentals and green Gilbert's. Keep tapping, patting, brush, go ahead and rub. The Bartenieff fundamentals, the brain dance, that's Andrew Gilbert's work, a mindful movement warm-up given to me or taught to me by a professor at UT, Andrea Beckham, and just different things I've picked up here and there throughout my studies, and honestly a little bit of what feels good to my body today. So hopefully it'll help you if you find that your body feels so inclined to want to do something or stay in a stretch or in a activity. Take it a little longer. It's a video, you can press pause and enjoy it. Music that I'm using is by Michael Wall, I believe. He has a bunch of free music for dance educators and students online right now. Okay, so now that you've completely rubbed your body, we're gonna take a deep breath. Open ourselves again, take a deep breath. Scoop, and release, and again. Make a small shape, expanding into a big shape again. A small shape, expanding the body. We're gonna take a couple roll downs from the top of the head. You're gonna let the top of the head look at your chest. You're gonna let it fall over. The shoulders follow, the spine follows, the pelvis tilts forward. You can bend your knees. Bring the heels to the sits bones. And again, the sits bones away from the heels. Tuck the pelvis, roll up. Inhale, exhale, roll down again. Head, shoulders, chest, hips to heels, and away. Tuck the pelvis and roll up. Again, head, shoulders, chest, hips to heels, extend, curl the pelvis, put your hands on the tops of your thighs, arch your back, bend a little in your knees, feel the head and tail reaching towards the back together. Then curl everything forward, look at your belly button. Again, the head and the pelvis trying to reach each other. This is like cat-cow, but standing. And we're tipping and tucking the pelvis. So when we tip the pelvis forward, our bum is gonna reach back. And when we tuck the pelvis, we're rounding our body forward. So this would be cow. little bit of plie to this, warming up the knees, feeling that in the joints, feeling the feet on the floor. We're standing all the way up to our heads, feet connected to the knees, connected to the hips, through the spine to the head. Trying to feel you're being pulled forward from the base of the rib cage and then pulled back. Add in some arms. When you round forward, the arms come together in a port de bras, and then we splay the chest open. Once more each time. Go ahead and sit down. Go into nice crisscross applesauce. So far we've done breath, we've done tactile, we did core distal. We might do a little bit more of that in just a minute. And we've done head-tail connection. We're gonna backtrack just a little bit. We're gonna do a little bit of core distal. I'd like you to bring yourself into a small shape. You can do this lying on the floor, you can do it sitting up. Bring yourself into a small shape and try to pull yourself in as much as you can. And then reach the whole body out. And again, you're gonna scoop together, bringing everything in on top of you. And reach the whole body out. And again, reaching in. And the whole body out. Turn to your right side, come to fetal position. You're gonna stretch and you're gonna make a banana with your body. Oh, a little bit of Martha Graham. Condense. Banana your body. Condense. Banana your body. Think about your core. Once more to the fetal position. And then you're gonna pull yourself out into an X. And bring yourself to the other side. Banana. Condense. Banana. Condense 2 more times. Banana. Condense. And banana. And contract. Coming out, feeling on your back. Okay, while you're here, wiggle your body out, wiggle your body out. Go ahead and bring your arms above you. We're gonna just puppet our arms like someone's pulling a string, feeling the scapula hit the floor. Yeah, good. You can bring the legs together, letting them relax. Drop them together, drop them in opposition. Good. Take the elbows and rotate them in and out so you can feel your humerus in the glenohumeral joint. This joint isn't quite a ball and socket, it's very shallow, so that's why rotator injury cuffs are so easy and, well, so easy to obtain. So go ahead, move that around. Bend your elbows, draw little circles inward, and draw little circles outward. Good, 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 good. Go ahead and bring the arms down. We're gonna do what's called a pelvic clock. You're gonna bring your feet up, you're just gonna drop them, and you're gonna heel toe out so that they're hips width apart. So a pelvic clock, we're gonna pretend our pelvis is like this bowl of water. And I want you to tip the bowl of water towards what would be 6 o'clock. If 6 o'clock is below you and 12 o'clock is at your belly button, you're gonna pour the water towards 6 o'clock. And then pour it towards 12 o'clock. Pour it towards 6 o'clock. Pour it towards 12 o'clock. Okay? So what we're gonna do is now we're gonna try 9 o'clock and 3 o'clock. So 9 o'clock would be your right hip and 3 o'clock would be your left hip. So we have those 4, the cardinal directions. So let's go 6, 12, 9, and 3. Let's try in order. Let's go 12, 3, 6, 9, and 12, and back around. So 12, 9, 6, 3, and 12. We're going to do them again, and each time you go to 1, you're going to come back to neutral. So we're going to tip to 12, back to neutral, tip to 3, back to neutral, tip to 6, back to neutral, tip to 9, back to neutral, and tip to 12, back to neutral. Let's do that in reverse. We go to 12, neutral, 9, neutral, 6, neutral, and 3, neutral, and good. And you can rotate. Nice hip circles on the ground. Shake it out a little bit, lift, shake it out. Whew. Again, realigning the body. I like to use the floor as a tactile reminder of where is my skeleton. So next thing we're going to do is we're going to do a couple of pelvic tucks. So this is working the lower body. So we're going to pull our pelvis up into 12 o'clock, and we're going to slowly lift it into the air. And so this happens because we're putting weight into our feet and we're pulling up and in into our abdomen. I like to think that it's like a string, and you're pulling it through the belly button to the spine and up into the rib cage. And once you get all the way to your shoulder blades, take a nice inhale. Exhale, and you're going to roll down. It's very important that you're trying to get one vertebrae at a time. You have your sacrum, you have 5 lumbar spine, you have 12 thoracic, and 7 cervical spine up at your neck. And we want to mobilize every single one of those joints. So once you get all the way down, you can push your pelvis to 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock, come back to neutral, and tuck again. Scooping the abdomen, it's a scoop. It's a scooping the abdomen to lift. All the way to the shoulder blades. Rolling down. Good. Let's do this once more. Tucking the pelvis, scooping the abdomen. Exhaling to scoop.
She doesn't care if you taste it or not. She will fight you.
Inhaling while you are up at your scapula, you're at the top of this bridge, squeezing the inner thighs together, feeling the floor. While you're up here, go ahead and try to pull your heels to your shoulder blades. You can take your hands, clasp them together under yourself to get more of an arch in the back, and feel like your hands are being pulled towards your heels, and feel that stretch. Good. Inner thighs coming together. In and up with the abdomen, pulling the pelvic floor. Inhale and then exhale, release the fingers. Open the shoulder blades. Roll down one spine at a time. One vertebrae. Good. Feel the chest hit the ground, wiggle the body out a little bit. We're gonna do a couple of extensions with our legs. I like to put my hands partially on my pelvis and partially on my abdomen. There should be a little bit of space between your lower back and the floor. So if you find you don't know where neutral is, you're gonna tilt your pelvis and tuck it, and find the midway point in between. Your rib cage should be flat on the ground, but your lower back should not. Sometimes when you have your legs extended, you end up doing one more of the other, either tilting or tucking. When your legs are extended, or if you lift up and you're doing hamstring stretch, what often happens is your hips rotate upward and your lower back is on the floor. And that doesn't actually stretch your hamstring at all, because your hamstring, there we go, connects your leg to your sits bones. Yes. So what we're going to do right now is we're actually going to solidify the core and the trunk, and we're going to mobilize the hip joint. So I want you to, again, with feet flat on the ground, think about your pelvic floor, which is the muscles that stop the flow of urine. And you're going to imagine those squeezing together, kegels, squeezing together and pulling up. And then someone takes your abdomen, from your belly button, hooking it through the like if the pelvic floor is being lifted and that was a string, this string is going to hook through that string, belly button to spine, up into the rib cage, scooping. So it's all being held together nice and tight. So it's going to protect your lower back. This is going to mobilize your hips. If you don't have core, not even in dance, if you just don't have core, everything else is going to mess up. So let's inhale, exhale, activate the core. Very good. Let's go ahead and bring our right knee up, and we're going to extend our left knee to the ground. Let this hip open. You can even do a little tactile pressure, let that hip open. And we're going to take the knee, we're going to do a little small leg circles. We're going to bring the knee in, down, out, and back up. In, down, out, back up. We're going to go 5 in each direction. So 3, 4, 5. Remember, the rib cage should be sinking in against the ground, and now going out, down, in, across, and up. 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 I think that was 4. One more. Good. Go ahead and turn this leg in and out from the hip. So if you do ballet or you're interested in dance, turnout actually comes from the hip. So we're going to rotate that leg in and out from the hip. We're going to bring the foot down. We're going to exchange the legs. So you're going to push one out and you're going to pull one in. Again, this little bit of space right below the base of your pelvis, the space that connects. So you have your femur and the femur, you have the femur head and the greater trochanter, which is this outside bone here on your leg. And there's this bit of fleshy space in between, and you want to really feel it opening and relaxing. And that's going to help with having your pelvis in neutral, because if your pelvis is tilted, it's not going to stretch as much. If it's tucked, it's going to stretch a lot, but then you're going to lose the lower back of the core. So let's keep the pelvis nice and neutral. We're going to bring the left leg up, and again, we're going to do a small leg circle in, around, up, in, down, around, up, in, down, up, in, down, around, up. And we're going to reverse it. Now the circles don't have to be very big. It can be nice and small. If you find that you can stretch your leg and you'd like it to be in an extended position, you can. Remember, a long lever is more weight and it is harder on the body. Short levers are easier on the body. And what our focus right now is mobility. We're not trying to win the Olympics. We're just trying to gain mobility and a better understanding of our body. Turning the femur head in and out in the hip socket. Really using our core and feeling our hips into the ground to ground them. Good, and bring the foot down. And what we're going to do is we're going to do some leg extensions. So we're going to do one leg at a time. So let both legs fall, extend to the ground. And we're going to pull in and we're going to track. And what I want my knee to come straight to my hip and my foot to drag on the same line. Good. Then I'm going to pull my toes up, my foot up, and I'm going to push away. I'm going to think about my sits bones and my foot pushing away in opposite directions. Good. And I'm going to extend the ball and then toe. And I'm going to bring the other foot. I'm going to drag the heel up, thinking about my core, my breath, and my neutral pelvis. And then once I bring my heels to my sits bones, I'm going to flex the toes, flex the foot, and push away. Push away. Thinking about the heel and the sits bones going apart. Good. Abdomen in and up, pelvis in neutral. Forced arch, and then toes. Now the other foot, bringing in heels to sits bones. Dragging together. Still feeling the extension of my left foot, the grounding of my pelvis and of my abdomen. Bring it in. Balls of the toes, and then flex back. And pushing the foot away. Think about scooping the abdomen. Forced arch, point the toes, other leg. Bring it in. Good. Flex the toes, flex the foot. Oops, push it out. Try to use your engagement into the floor to keep the feet from slipping away too quickly. And point the toes. Good. Inhale and exhale. Okay. We're going to take our arms. We're going to bring them in a port-a-bras in front of us. So I want you to actually touch your belly button and go ahead and bring your knees up so that their feet are on the floor, hips are on the ground. Find that neutral pelvis. Touch your belly button, and I want you to pull your fingers away from that. And it's like you're holding a big ball in front of you. Okay, and we're gonna do some arm arcs, which is where we're just going, if this was ballet, you'd be going from en bas to fifth and en bas, really feeling the scapula. So go ahead and do some arm arcs, bring the arms up and back. Pay attention to where your core is, where your neutral pelvis is, and you don't want your rib cage to come up like this. You want to keep your rib cage flat on the ground. Good. What we're going to do is we're going to flex the feet and push the feet away as we lift the arms up. Good. And so you've got this lengthening from the tips of your fingers down to the heels of your feet. And then as the arm arc comes down, you're going to bring the feet flat to the ground and drag everything in. Good. Again, flex the feet up, push everything out. Thinking about the inner thighs, how to use the tactile sensation of the floor. Point your feet and bring everything in. Heels to sits bone, core in and up, arms arcing down. Good. One more, extending the body. Feeling this unison that's happening between the upper body and the lower body. Point the toes, pull everything in. Working with the core and distal. This is upper and lower body with core distal. Good. Let's go ahead and take the arms. Let's open them to the side. Let the feet open out. And bring the feet and the arms, the knees and the arms up. So now we're opening to the side like a butterfly. Hips opening. Feet, you're on the lateral side of your foot along the pinky toe edge. And bringing together. So opening right and left, coming together. Good. And again, opening right and left, and coming together. Wonderful. So now let's try to open top to bottom, stretching everything out. Letting the feet turn out, letting the arms arc to the side, and coming back together. So, opening, stretching, reaching the arms out to the sides, lift up above your head, and bringing everything. Once more, open to the sides, stretch to lengthen, bring together. Now opposite. Arms to the side, bring the knees in, bring everything together, and stretch up. Arms to the side, heels up, hands out, bringing together. we're going to do what's a cross-lateral body pattern. And you're going to take your right arm and your left leg and extend them. And we're going to do what we were doing before with pushing a leg out and pushing our legs and our arms out, except that we're doing them in opposition. So you flex the feet to push it out, point the feet to pull it in. And right now what you have is your two body halves working against each other. So my right side goes up while my left side goes down. Just do this 3 to 5 times. Now we're going to switch so that the upper body and the lower body are moving in opposition. So that my left arm and my right leg will come together, and my right leg and my right arm will come apart. And it might be seem weird to train such basic body patterns, but it's really not. Basic repetitive movements, from my understanding, help reset the cerebellum. And if your base needs aren't taken care of and your cerebellum isn't taking care of cerebellum, you can't get to the frontal lobe. Good, send everything out. Deep inhale, exhale. Whew. Whoa, wiggle the body. We're gonna go ahead and before we do that, we're actually gonna do a couple of neck stretches. So you're gonna take your arms, your hands, you're gonna clasp them behind your neck on the base of your head. I kind of think of it as a net. I like to put my thumbs on the side of my neck. And I just got this kind of little net, and it's holding them up. And what's gonna happen is you're gonna inhale, bring the elbows up, look at your belly button. Exhale, stretch the neck forward. Inhale, you're gonna slowly lower the head down, one vertebrae at a time, using your hands as tactile feedback and a manual stretch. Inhale, elbows up, start looking at the chest. Exhale to lift forward. Inhale at the top, scooping the belly button, lengthening the spine, feeling the neutral pelvis and the feet firmly in the ground. Again, inhale. Elbows up, look at the chest, curling up. Inhale at the top, scoop the belly button, lengthen the spine, the arms to come down. Good. Go ahead and extend the legs. What we're gonna do is you're gonna bring the arms above our heads. We're going to, you start with the arms above your heads, sweep them out to the side, tuck your head, lift your upper body. Yep. Bring yourself up to sitting, and then feel like a wave is crashing over your back. Woof, to scoop you over. Someone's pulling you back in your stomach as your arms are reaching forward, your shoulders are reaching forward, your head is reaching forward, and someone's pulling you back, and you're gonna roll down. Again, arms come up, out to the side. Curl your head, look at your belly button, your shoulders are gonna bring you forward and up into sitting. Very good, very good. The ocean wave goes over towards your toes. Someone pulls you back, pulling your stomach, rolling everything out. Good, 3 more. Arms to the side, eyes to the belly button. Arms, shoulders, rib cage bring you up to sitting. Wave crashes over. Roll down, someone's pulling you back. Arms up to the side. Spot the belly button. Lift up, you can flex the feet here. over, point the toes, rolling back, flex the feet. Arms up to the side, last one. Point the toes, spot the belly button. Lift to standing, flex the feet. Wash over with the ocean. Keep the feet pointed this time as someone is pulling you down. Good, roll down one vertebrae at a time. While you're here, go ahead, tilt your face from side to side. Okay. Nod your head. Look around the room. Bit of a head clock. Good. So far, we've done all the basic Bartenieff fundamentals and the brain dance. We did breath, we did tactile, we did core distal movement, we did some upper body and lower body movement, and we did it in unison. We did a little bit of body side, and we did some cross lateral. You're gonna come to your hands and your knees, okay? And you're gonna square. This is what we call a quadruped, okay? And so what we're gonna do is put your feet flat down. I call these live toes and dead toes. And yeah, we're gonna actually go with live toes. And so what's gonna happen is I just want you to take one hand and creep it away from your body, lift it up and back. Good. In and up with the abdomen. Now do the right hand. Good. Repeat the hands again. And you want to just be moving from the shoulder, moving the arm. You don't want the rib cage to splay. You don't want your abdomen to move. Now we're going to do this but with the legs. So you're going to extend the leg away from you, lift it up. Try to make sure that your pelvis is flat and you're keeping square hips. Again, foot down, bring it in, tuck the toes, point the toe, reach it out, scoop it up, bring it back, bring the knee, tuck the toe, other leg, point the toe, reach it out, lift it up, in and up with the abdomen. Leg is moving away, but your trunk and your body are staying firm. So someone's pulling your limbs away, making space, but they're not messing with the trunk. You're not moving around, you're very stable. Someone could put a foam roller on your back and it would stay. Okay. Now we're gonna do opposite arms and legs. So we're gonna point the right toes. We're gonna reach the left arm and the right leg out and away and bring them back down. Tuck the toes, point the left toes. Scoop down, away, and out, keeping the body and the abdomen in check. Bring it down and together, tuck the toes. Left arm, right leg. You have to stabilize something to mobilize. Very good. You want to make this more challenging? You can reach out to the side, flex the foot and the hands, point, up and down, come back together, okay? Extend to the side, flex the hand and the foot, point, reach up and down, back together. Once more each side. Extend, lateral, flex, back together. Extend, lateral, flex, point, up and down, back together. Good. Oof. Go ahead and rock forward and back as if you're a battering ram. Bring the hands just a little bit closer. Good. And now rotate in a circle to the right. For the knees and for the wrists, rotate in a circle to the left. So small little circles. We're going to rotate 5 times to the right. And 5 times to the left. Good. Okay, so next we're going to do a couple of arm circles to really open up this shoulder joint. Then we're gonna do a little bit of a leg series and And then I think we're gonna do just a small abdominal workout, and then we're gonna stretch and lengthen everything, and then we'll be done. For the side lying arm clock, you want to be laying on your side. Feet, knees. Go ahead and have your feet in line with your hips, but your knees slightly bent. Your arm can be outstretched either in front of you, or you can have it bent under, I think. No, don't do that. You can put a foam roller under your head or a small pillow, or have the arm outstretched in front. So what you're going to do is you're going to take a short lever by taking your hand, placing it on your shoulder, and we're going to arc our arm open, following our eyes until your chest is almost open all the way to the back, and then you're going to bring your elbow down, back in and around. And again, we're going to open that shoulder, down, in, and up. We're doing it 3 times in each direction. Good. And open, down, open, up. Tracking the elbow with the eye. Up, down, open, up and in. Let yourself open to the floor and roll onto your left side. Again, arm circles. Open, down, in. Inhaling and exhaling. Feeling the pelvis, the abdomen. Feel how this opening of the shoulder actually reaches all the way down to the opposite hip. The whole body's connected. Arms are like ropes. Everything is connected together. Good. Laying open, feeling your body on the ground. Wonderful. Rolling back over to your beginning side. Now you can put your hands, outstretch the base hand up above you. Place your head down. Go ahead and bring the knees to, let's see, do I want them here or here? No, keep the heels in line with the feet. So if you straightened your body into a line, bend your knees, keeping your heels together and as in line as you can. And we're going to do what's called a side lying series, okay? And so we're going to do fish and clam. And you're going to keep your feet together and open your knees apart, and you should feel this in your hip. And then close. Again, abdomen in and up. Pulling up with the pelvic floor. And down. We're going to do 5 of these. Open and close. Open and close. And you really want this to come from the hip. You don't need it coming like someone's pulling your knee away. Let it come from the hip. And close. My numbers are off. I apologize. Now we're going to do what's called fish. It's more like a mermaid tail, and it's where your knees stay together and your heels come apart. And that's 3. Holding the abdomen in, or engaging the abdomen as you move. And 4. Oh, that's 5. We're going to do an advanced version. If you want to stick with the basic version, you're more than welcome. Again, do what's good for your body. Advanced version is you open, lift, close, open, lift, descends, close. You really want to make sure that your pelvis is staying still. Open, lift, down, and close. And one more. Open, lift. Don't let the hip hike. Descends and close. Same thing but with fish. Open, lift, and internal rotation. Knees together, heels together, heels apart, knees apart, knees together, heels together. Relaxing your upper body. Staying engaged in your abdomen. 4-part breath. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Swing your legs out and around to the other side. Music might be a little louder now. Placing your head on your arm. Here we go. Feet in line with the sits bones. Knees bent slightly. And here we go. Open, close. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. 2 more. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Now fish. Inhale, exhale. One more for good measure because I lost count. And the advanced version, or stick with this beginning. Open, lift, lower, close. Inhale to open, exhale to lift. Inhale to lower, exhale to close. And fish. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Close. You should feel this in like your piriformis, maybe your tensor fascia latae. It should feel a little bit like both a stretch and a workout. I like to go with the one of the Pilates principles, Joseph Pilates, about how less is more, and a few very efficient movements a day is worth much more than many inefficient movements. And again, we're really just focusing on mobilization of the body today. So, okay, that's our side lying leg series. I like to do this stretch for my hips. So you're going to sit, you're going to open almost kind of in a birthing position, and you're going to put your hands behind you. I like to have them, my fingers facing almost right behind me at the wall, but more of at the corners. And I dig my heels into the floor. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my knees in 2 opposite directions, one down, one up on an angle. I'm going to let this knee take my hip forward. Then I'm going to crease in my hip to pull it back, woof, to pull the legs to reach in the other direction. So it's a forward, pull back and stretch, and you should feel a little bit of stretch and mobility deep into the hip socket. Scooping back with the abdomen to bring that back. And scooping back with the abdomen. One more each side. Forward, pull back. Feel that in the hip. Forward, pull back. Good. Stretch the legs out. Wiggle, 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 wiggle the body. Let's do just a little bit of abs, a little bit of core, and we're going to do that through stability. So we're going to stabilize the core, and then we're going to mobilize the spine just a little bit. So we're going to come out into a lower plank position. Okay, we're just going to lift ourselves up, and we're going to stay here for a little bit. We're going to stay here for 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, stabilizing, pulling the shoulder blades back for 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Bend the knees, come back in a child's pose. Bring yourself forward, lower yourself to the ground. Bring the arms out into a T pose. And what you're going to do is you're going to engage the scapula together. So you lift your arms off the ground, engage the core and the abdomen. You're going to bring your nose barely off the ground. You're going to take your gaze and look forward as if you have lasers for eyes. And you're going to lift your spine up. Gazing as you go. Strengthening the spine, come down. And again. Gazing as you go. And come down. Either 1 or 3 more. Whatever is good for your body. Feeling the shoulder blades coming together. Exhale. Inhale at the top, exhale, come down. Good, relax your body. Stretch back into child's pose. Come through, chaturanga. Look up. I'm not a yoga teacher, so forgive me if I get the vocabulary wrong. Tuck the toes under. Bring the heels back to the sits bones. Your sits bones back to the heels. Dive down. Tuck the toes. Lift up. Bring the heels down. Lift the tail up. Walk forward a little bit if you need to. Into downward dog. Up onto the toes, heels down. Up into the toes, heels down, chest pushing through the arms. Up and over to plank. Good, rock back and forth in your battering ram. So you're out in plank, and what's gonna happen is you're going to bring your knee in, extend up, heel, knees to face, extend up, and we're curling our abdomen in, extending it out and extending the leg away. Outer knee, once more to the center, bring the foot down. So we go across and lift, center and lift, outside and lift, center and lift, across and lift, center and lift, outside and lift, and center and lift, and foot down, lower down, lift up, stretch out the abdomen. We're gonna do a simple rotation for the spine, and so you're going to sit on your heels. If you don't wanna do this, you can sit crisscross applesauce. And I want you to think of your spine as if it is a wet rag and you're wringing it out of water, or as if it is like a tube of toothpaste and you're squeezing it from the center so it goes out both ends. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna create some length in our spine. So you're gonna sit facing forward, and you're going to start from the base of you're gonna start from your pelvis, and you're gonna twist to one side, and you're gonna let the head follow. Trying to see all the way behind you, and then we're gonna turn the other direction. The knees may shift forward and back a little bit. Using the abdomen to ring the spine. 2 more slow each side. We're gonna do 8 fast. We go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Inhale, arch the back, circle it forward. Arch the back, exhale, circle it forward. Arch the back, exhale, circle it forward. Again, we're gonna do those spinal rotations, and I'd like you to try to see if you can keep your knees and your legs together so they're not shifting forward and back as much, and really feeling like your pelvis is your base and this is your spine that's just ringing out. So in and up with the pelvic floor, feel the abdomen, and here we go. 16, quick, so we go. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale for 8, 7, 6, 5, and exhale. 3, 2, 1. Good. Put one hand on the side. Scoop your right arm up and over. Arc. Feel this in your side. Nice little mermaid. Curl yourself forward to roll up and scoop out, up, over. Curl, roll up, scoop out, up, over. Palm actually facing down, feeling this lateral stretch. Curl, roll up, reach, up, over, curl, roll up. One more each side. Reach, out, over, curl, roll up. Last time, down, scoop, over, curl, roll up. Good. Okay. So we're not going to do crunches because you can do crunches at home, or I can teach you how to do them later. You can put your hands where we had them before when we were in this position, heels together, heel toe apart, feet are hip width distance. You can put your arms flat on the ground, have your arms on your pelvis and your abdomen. We're gonna curl up into a bridge. We're gonna stay here. We're going to do some toe taps and some heel drops. Good, and we're going to pick one foot up off the ground and put it back. And pick it up. Just bringing your chin up to parallel and put it back. We're gonna do 5 on each side. What do you have to engage? What do you have to solidify so that we can mobilize this hip? So that we can move the legs. You have to stabilize something in order to move something else. You have to find mobility before you can find flexibility. And you have to find stability before you can find mobility. Inhale to come up. Exhale to come down. Lower your spine to the ground. Good. Go ahead and extend everything out. Open your palms to the sky. Let your toes fall to the side. Feel your chest on the ground, your arms, your hands, your hips, your knees, your feet. Wiggle your toes. Inhale, exhale. Breathe in. Everything wash over you. Remember all the tactile sensation. Your body sinking into the floor. Think about your breath. Someone once told me that it's not that everything happens for a reason, but things happen and you find a reason. And on days that you find that everything is just muddled up and clouded and your jar of glitter has been thoroughly shaken up and somebody's somehow gotten, I don't know, carbonation in there and it won't stop. Sometimes you have to move your body, regulate the cerebellum. Sometimes you have to let go and relax. It's okay to let go. The important things will come back. To make audible exhales, and collectively we'll sound like an ocean. Well, that's the end of Somatic Movement with Sarah. I hope you enjoyed your time. I hope you got a better relationship with your body. I hope you feel warmed up and ready to start the day, or relaxed and ready to end the day. Or maybe this was a nice pick me up for noon or whatever time it is. I've lost track. Catch me again with more videos on Austin Body Collective, or you can catch me on my personal channels. It's Sarah Jack00, Sarah with an H, on all my social medias, and that's where you can find out where I'm having classes with this whole locked in but not boxed in, stay safe, wash your hands, eat food, and take this time to work on all the things that you said you'd work on when you have time. Okay, bye.